What's good, Wealth Builders? This your boy Devon back again with another video, and today we're talking about last week in business. Let's go.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Okay, before we get started, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We talk about making more money, saving more money, and building a better you and business. So without further ado, let's talk about last week in business. All right, so what we got on deck today, we got Uber, Amazon. Amazon is always making noise out there in the business world. We got FedEx, Google, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of things going on in the business world, but first we're gonna touch on this whole Uber thing, all right? So Uber, which they've been making a lot of noise lately too, I can't front, but Uber loses $1 billion in their first quarter since they went in an IPO, okay? Basically, the cost of drivers and food delivery, all this good stuff has increased, but, the shares also rose about 2.6%. So they've made about $3 billion, right? But they lost $1 billion, right? So, the head CEO or chief executive, Dara Khosrowshahi, I think that's how I pronounce the name. Let's not even go there, right? But anyhow, they stated that the 2019 is an investment year. It's not really about them turning a profit this year. So I guess there is no end of Uber in sight. It's more of a growth year than anything. Uber is growing through all their ride sharing and freight business. If you didn't know, Uber has a freight business, okay? And they are truly killing the game, okay? They are taking over just like the big boy Amazon. Okay, so Amazon, right? Let's talk about it since I kind of like led it into, right? So Amazon is considering a boost. Rumor has it Amazon is interested in buying, that's right, prepaid cell phone wireless service Boost Mobile from the U.S. carriers T-Mobile and Sprint, according to two sources familiar to the matter, with the matter. Amazon is considering buying Boost mainly for an attached wholesale deal that will allow the buyer to use T-Mobile's wireless network for at least 6 years, one of the sources said. Amazon would also be interested in any wireless spectrum that could be divested in this type of situation, the source said. Can you spell world domination? I could spell it, and yes, they're taking over. They're continuing to take over on every aspect of the business world. That is Amazon, okay? So, with all that being said, let's talk about another big boy out there. I think this is like the big boy last week in business, all right? So let's talk about FedEx. FedEx has no more days off. That's right. FedEx Ground is going 7 days a week all year starting 2020, okay? They are saying that the pressure of the U.S. shopping habits and the way we expect things to appear at our front door within a couple days has made it almost impossible to make it all happen within 6 days. So FedEx added another day. All right, so now they are 7 days a week. No more Sundays off, man. So if you work for FedEx Ground, man, no more free time for you. Nah, seriously, but that is crazy. All right, next up, we got Google. Let's talk Google. CNBC reports that the U.S. Justice Department is preparing an investigation of Alphabet's Google, to determine whether the technology company violated laws to ensure fair competition. Two sources familiar with the matter said, that the latest news underscores a growing U.S. backlash aimed at Silicon Valley companies and marks one of the biggest steps yet by the Trump administration, your president, toward regulating a giant technology firm. The following explains the antitrust concerns about Google from other companies, critics in Washington and the EU, and how a Justice Department probe could impact the sprawling U.S. company. So basically what they're saying is that Google is not letting people, other companies that are similar to them pop up in their search results. Okay, so basically they are actually, going against them. They're going against Google because Google won't let those companies pop up when you search for certain things, which I can understand Google's plight. And I can understand other people's plight, you know what I'm saying? So other companies' plight. Like, okay, for instance, if I have a search engine and I want my search engine to produce all the products that I have and all the services that I, use or market and things like that, I'm not gonna show your stuff on the first page of my search engine, okay? I'm gonna make it where if I do show you on this first page, probably be below the cuff, below the first, that search thing where you hit the search bar and go down. If below that, yeah, you could be on the first page, but if you're above that, I'm not gonna show you. So basically, that's what Google is doing, and companies are not, feeling that. They feel like there should be some type of regulation against that, and the U.S. Department of Justice feel like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and regulate that. That's basically what that's about. So yeah, Google's a little under fire, but hey, it is what it is, right? All right, the trade war. Let's talk about the trade war or the tariffs or whatever you want to call it. It's still going on, and now it's included Mexico, okay? It has included Mexico. It's not just China, it is Mexico, okay? This is definitely going to affect the auto industry more than it already has. This is definitely, all right, a big problem because think about it, all right? The more these things cost, the more these parts cost, the more it's harder for these parts to get from the U.S. to Mexico or from Mexico to U.S. It's gonna drive the cost of the cars up. People are gonna buy less cars. They're gonna stick with going with Uber and Lyft and things of that sort. So it's gonna definitely mess with the auto industry. All right. Question of the day: do you live in NYC and use the subway? Because if you do, got some news for you. Okay. You can now pay without swiping, okay, without using the Metro cards and all that good stuff. Finally, by 2020, I think late 2020, they will let you pay with your Apple phone and Google phone or Google Pay. So Apple Pay and Google Pay, you'll be able to, instead of swiping on the subway, okay, you can just beep, little beep, then a beep. You know what I mean? Basically, you could just pay your way on the subway without having to buy a Metro card. What if you lost your Metro card? Oh my God, I lost my Metro card. I got $100 on my Metro card. What is it gonna do? It's terrible, right? A lot of these places need to, discard the whole Metro cards and things like that to get on their buses and transit and stuff like that. Just use the phones, man. Everybody's gonna have a phone. Everybody has a phone. Might as well just use the phone. And every phone is a smartphone. So you might as well just use Google Pay or Apple Pay, or when I come out with my own pay. Nah, maybe, who knows. But I definitely got some Wealthbuilderz type of thing going in the works. But that is for another video, and that is for another time. All right, so last but not least, let's talk about millennials, okay? Because they are not rich, but they're not super broke, I think, but they are having money problems according to this posting, okay? They are reporting that millennials are far worse off than, financially than previous generations, okay? Thanks to the crippling pressure of student loans, healthcare costs, sky-high rents, and flat wages. No wage growth, no income growth, just flat wages, okay? And with flat wages, that means it's harder to deal with the rising costs of living. Okay, so with that being said, in this article, they stated that, we definitely gotta learn how to, create income somehow, some way, other than just a regular income. And a lot of people turn to Uber and Lyft and, Uber Eats and all these other, DoorDash or whatever these companies are called. And I mean, a lot of people turn to these companies to get extra income, which is cool, okay? But by all means, you need a second income, but you don't always want to spend time doing that away from maybe your family, your friends, and things like that, and really killing your free time, okay? So if you want to learn how I've created a second income and turned that into a six-figure income, basically on autopilot, then click the link below, my friend. Okay, check that link out, put your information in and watch the video, learn how you too can make yourself a side income without leaving the comfort of your own home. Okay, so with that being said, thanks for watching Last Week in Business with the Wealth Builder. It's your boy Devon signing off. Do remember, Wealth Builders, make more, save more, build more. Peace. All right, so you've reached the end of one of my videos. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. You can go ahead and check out another video here or another here, or you can go ahead and subscribe. It's the Wealth Builders, baby.